Let us continue with our lesson, and in this lesson we are going to learn about another collection in a Dart, which is a map, and on the previous we learned about the sets. So I have created one file about the Dart or the map.dart over here and added a main function over here. So you can just go and follow along, or you can have your own file. So I have a main method, and let us create our first map over here. So I'll just call it as a var, and I'll just give name as a1. That's not a good name, but let me keep it as simple as a1, and just equals to, and I just give a curly brace over here or the parenthesis. So now when I create this one, it is a map, and now you can see that map of dynamic and a dynamic. So how do we add a value inside this particular square? The parenthesis or the curly brace is we need to create a key and the value. So map basically works with the key and the value. Whenever we are talking about the map collection, we are always talking about the key value pair. So there is a key and a value. So we need to create a key first of all, and let's say a name, and then I need to create a value for this one. So I need to give it as a semicolon over here and give it a value of, let's say, a name as a David, and then I can create another key value pair over here. Let's see, age, and then I give a age as 32, and then I can also give another one like address, right? Address, and then this is a key and the value. I can just add a value of 501 born, okay, by STR district. So now you can see we have created our first map over here, which is of a string and the object. Because string, because all of our key is based on the string, right? So this is a string, this is a string. But if I set it to then another value like key, I can have a, let's say, a 10 as an integer, and then I can have a value of a string type over here. So let's say 10 is number, and then I can have another type as let's say a value of a key as a bool, and then I can have a value of a false. So now this will become as an object. So now you can see it has an object because we have a different type of a data type inside it. Similarly, I can, if you want to be more create a, this is a dynamic type because we can add any kind of data inside it, right? But if you want to be more static and then you just want to have a map that is statically typed, which means that you want to specify, or you want to be sure that I want to just enter a string and an integer type. I want to have a key as a string and a value as an integer. Then you can mention it correctly and mention it explicitly. So what we can do is we will just mention and explicitly over here, and I just can call it as a map, and I just give a generic type over here. I want the key to be of a string, right? Sorry, string, and the value I want to be of a type of an int, right? So I will just say a2 over here, and here we will give our value that need to be of a type of a string, right? The name, and then the value of this one should be always a integer. If I try to give a string over here, you can see it gives, compiler will give me an error. So we have a type of an int, but we are setting as a string over here. So I need to set it as like name as 20, and everything I have to set it as a integers. The string is your key and the value is of your integer, because when we created a map we set it explicitly that we need the key as a string and the value as an integer type. So name and age I still have to give it on the, so yeah, so this is how we can explicitly mention about the data type that the map can hold. And then let's go and A1 and A2, and now if I go and print out over here, so let me go and print this one, and I'll just go and print A1 over here, and then I'll just go and run this one. So now you get a printout over here, right? And then we'll go and see how we can add the value inside our, let's try to add a value inside our, let's say A2 and A2, and then I can just mention a key over here, right? I'll just give a name as let's say RE address, and then I can set a value of I need to give it as a number over here, and then I can just print out over here, like let's say if I go and print out the value of A2 over here, and if you go and run this one, you will see that the new value of address has been added. So there are other ways to add also, like A2 dot, if I say like add over here, and there is a add entries, and add all is there. So let us try to use add entries, and this add entries will take the iterable of the map entry. So we need to create a map entry. So val, and I'll just say map. So let's create another one as a A3 over here, and that will be of a iterable. So we need to create a list first of all, and then map entry over here. So key and value I need to pass. So let's pass a key like something like off, and then the value should be of a 0, right? And then you can create another one. Just copy this one, and you can add a multiple. Since this is a list, you can add a multiple map entry over here. Then I'll just say on, and I'll just give a value of a 1 over here. Now I can add this A3 over here, and now if you print the A2, then you should get all of the added value. So just run this one, and you can see that we have added that particular value. So next we'll see how we can update this particular value. So I'll just go and A2 over here, and that I have option to update and update all. So let us look into update, and this update will take a string key and a function of an integer value. So we need to put a string key and the function it takes. So I'll just say put a string key. What key I want to update is off, and let's say after that I need to pass the second parameter as a function. So if you go and control and click, it will say that we need to pass the update function over here. So what we'll do is we'll just go back over here, and let's give a open bracket over here, and I'll just call it as an update. And this update we need to pass a value over here. So what happened is not inside, I need to pass it outside, and this is a function, and then I need to pass the update value. For that one I need to pass it as a, let's say I will update it with a 10 over there. And if I go and run again, then that should be updated to the value of a 10. So this is how we update, right? And then we will have another one to remove, right? So we also need to learn how we can delete or the remove. So let's say remove, remove, and I can just say A2 dot, we have a function, built-in functionality to remove, and I need to pass the key over here. So what key I want to remove? Let us remove the key of the I think address. So let me give a key of address over here. Now let us print, and you will see that that address has been removed from here. So this is how we can update, remove, and add the items inside our map, right? And then if you want to like clear it, so we also have a function for that one, A2 dot, let's say clear, and then this will clear our A2, and now if you print the A2, then that will be of a empty map. There are other properties the same as we have learned in the set and the list. There are also properties that we can make use. So if I go and print out over here, and I'll just call it as length, and this length we can get it from dollar, and let me print out from the A1 dot the length, right? So I can get the length from here, and then let's use another one, and that one should be of the what we have, and we have other like let's go and find it. We have a key, so that will print out the keys for us, right? And then we will have another one as a value, and sorry, value, and a1 dot the values, a1 dot the values, right? So we will just run this one, and you can get a key. It will print out all of the key. The length, you can see it has a length of 5, and the value, you will get all of the values from here. And also there is other one like let's duplicate this one, and we have to get some each, I think each boolean, each empty or it's not empty, each empty, so that should return a false. A1 is not an empty, right? And then we'll just duplicate this line again, and then there is another function that you just saw, that is of each not empty. So I'll just copy this and paste it as text over here, and then you can just run this one, and each empty is false because it is not empty. It's not empty is true because it is not empty, right? So we have some value. So this is how some of the properties that we can use it over here. And the final thing that we will go and take a look is if we want to look through this particular map. So how we are going to look through this map and get the value, because that is more important, right? So if you have a map, you may want to loop it. So if I have a A1 dot, I can use a for each, and it will give me a key value pair. So this is a key and a value. So with that, we can just print out our detail, right? So print, and I can just print out something like a key over here, and then dollar key that we get, and then we have our, let's say, our value, and then I can just get dollar with value over here. And now if I just go and run this one, we should print out the key and the value. So the key is name, value is David, key of the age, and the value is of 22. So I think that's all, and you can try to go and learn more about it. Just try to go to documentation and try to see, or you can find out some of the other functionality that it can provide to us. So these are the basic things that we need to learn, because whenever we are using it map, we will use it in our application. So all of these are the commonly used functions and the properties that we will use with the map. So let's meet up on the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.